we were talking about design processes where other specialists or consultants have been integrated in the process, and one of the names you mentioned was Dr. Rasu Vakil.
Yes.
So it would be nice to listen to what kind of projects you guys worked on together and what was that collaboration like.
No, I didn't do large projects in Ahmedabad, but Rasubai and I would always work with him. What did I do? School for the blind. I did some banks way out in Saurashtra. Oh, I forget, I did several houses.
But if you had to just reflect back on the kind of design process you both involved in, so what was each other's roles, or how did you complement the project together?
Many engineers, they simply say, when you've done your drawing, give it to me and I'll work it out. And that the whole idea is that from the very beginning you think structurally. So from the very beginning you work out what we as architects are not. And the first school was under, I built like brick pillars with bamboo and chatai on a site, completely isolated site with mango trees behind a tour. And the school was with 60 children. And with very, very specific, a little bit like Shreyas. Rasu as an engineer is untypical, atypical engineer. In that basically he's a humanist and somebody concerned with people. Whereas sometimes, you can't generalize, but sometimes engineers could be just 2 and 2 equals 4. But sometimes it doesn't equal 4. I find it's unusual. You don't find many people like that. And I've known like that Rasubai. I mentioned Mahmim Ram. There's an English engineer who's died, whose name I forgot now, who designed in Australia, who was the engineer in Australia for that huge opera thing, Peter Rice. And Peter Rice, we worked with Peter Rice in France when we did a metro line in Paris. And Peter Rice came to an engineer, which people would say namaste, whatever it is. He came to my office and we had a long table and we were about 15 all around, and he came and he said, "What can I do for you?" But this never happens. This kind of versus somebody who would simply say, "Well, give me the drawings and I'll work it out, don't worry." So it's a whole different
process.
But do you think that this kind of a thing also is to do with maybe time and that people in a particular area, if there are fewer and fewer of those people now, since things are so automated?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. No, I think it's just the same people must exist. No, it's a quality of there's a Jewish philosopher called Martin Buber who speaks of I and thou. This relationship of, or Levinas, who speaks about, in a sense, the God in you, and this responsibility that I have towards you, which you have towards me. And this feeling of responsibility can be expressed by an engineer or an architect, can be expressed by people you don't even know, that you're in the streets, something happens and you feel responsible for that person. And that's a very important, notion.